What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Rewind Gaming. Today I bring you Rumble, where we pit together two video game characters from all consoles and all generations against one another in a battle. This is the first episode of our very first season, and for each season we kind of wanted to have a theme in which we based our character selection off of. This season's theme is larger than life, and what better way to start off our new series than with a current gen giant and a next gen one. In one corner we have Subject Delta from the Bioshock series. It is believed that Subject Delta was a deep-sea diver who was conducting an investigation of the many ship and submarine disappearances in the Atlantic Ocean. While surveying the area in an advanced diving chamber, he accidentally discovered the hidden city of Rapture. He was imprisoned, used as a guinea pig for all their crazy tests, and eventually turned into Subject Delta. In the other corner, we have Atlas from the new Xbox One exclusive, Titanfall. Atlas is a multi-role Titan that has a nice balance between mobility and armor. The Atlas represents the state of the art in weapons and provides good protection and solid mobility. Atlas's frontline elements are dependable, powerful, and most importantly, they get results. Our first category is strength. Atlas packs a huge punch when giving the old left hook to his enemies. He knocks him back a couple of feet, giving him the ability to breathe for a couple seconds. Atlas can even destroy humans with a single punch, basically making their bodies implode on contact. His punch does a pretty good amount of damage against other large titans, so I can only imagine what he'd do against Subject Delta. Overall, Atlas's strength is pretty good. Delta, on the other hand, doesn't really knock back foes with his strength, but instead does a large amount of damage, but that's only against human-like splicers. Against larger enemies such as other Big Daddies, his punch is pretty ineffective, so I think it's safe to say that Atlas takes this first category of strength. Subject Delta is probably one of the slowest characters you will see this season. He can barely move, nevertheless dodge incoming enemy attacks. See, now Atlas can move pretty well. His speed comes from his dash ability. Even though regenerative, Atlas moves around in a quick, linear burst of speed. He can easily dodge attacks if he uses dash in an efficient way. If he's caught regenerating though, Subject Delta can easily land attacks with his multitude of weapons. But being a carefully built machine, Atlas is smart enough to know when and when not to use his dash abilities. And being able to move faster than a sloth, Atlas wins this round, putting him up 2-0 and one category away from the early victory. In a fight, it's all about how much health you have and how you can restore it. Subject Delta has a good amount of health, but what helps him the most is his ability to carry around health packs. While only being able to carry 5 health packs at most, every health pack brings Delta back to full health, giving him a massive advantage. Atlas, on the other hand, has a significantly more amount of health, but no way to regenerate it. The best thing about Atlas, though, is his shield. It's as long as his health bar, and before you do any damage to Atlas himself, you gotta bring down his shield. And what's awesome is that the shield is regenerative, so it comes back after a short period of time. Delta has a very good set of armor with his enhanced diving suit, and while not making him completely bullet and missile proof, it takes more to lower his health. And did I mention, he can heal himself? That makes all the difference, giving Subject Delta his first win, only putting him down by one category. If you've ever played a Bioshock game, you know how many usable weapons there are. Subject Delta has an array of weapons he can choose from that he all keeps in his back pocket. I'll just run through all of his weapons. The drill, rivet gun, LMG, shotgun, spear, launcher, and a hack tool which has no effect in this fight. Each weapon is effective in their own way, whether it's sniping with the spear gun or slugging it out with the drill. The most interesting weapon he has is the launcher. In Titanfall, pilots are equipped with launchers, or as they call it, anti-Titan guns, that are used to take down Atlas and his counterparts. So if Delta has one, that's just bad news. Atlas has a very small amount of weapons to choose from. Atlas carries around his main gun, the XO16 chain gun, which is a fully automatic ballistic weapon that fires 1.6-inch slugs with high precision out to very good range. The chain gun has a very large clip, giving Atlas the ability to spray and pray. He also comes equipped with salvo rockets, which are a cluster of free-moving missiles that are usually used at close range or to take out large crowds. The only downfall is the salvo rockets have to reload, and it takes a pretty fair amount of time before you can fire them again. As much as I like the chain gun and the missiles, Delta's large array of weapons and his launcher gives him the win in this round, tying the score up with only one category to go. The last category is something we like to call special abilities. Atlas only has really one special ability, which is his Vortex Shield. It's a shield that's basically impenetrable that gathers up anything that is shot in his direction. The thing is, you can only use it for about 10 to 15 seconds at a time before it goes away and needs some time to recharge. While the recharge time isn't awful, it still puts Atlas in a pretty bad spot without its use. To start with Subject Delta, he can stay and live underwater forever. That won't really help him in this fight, but hey, the more you know, right? All of Subject Delta's survival in Rapture was based on Atom, which was found in Splicers. And do you know what Atom gets you? Get you Plasmids. Plasmids are special abilities that Delta can shoot out of his left hand. They range from electric shock to tossing fireballs around, catching enemy attacks with telekinesis, and completely freezing an enemy in a block of ice. Must I say any more? Delta wins this round by a landslide, giving him the victory. As we take a look at the final scoreboard, it seems like Subject Delta has won 3 out of the 5 categories, making him this week's winner and putting him into the winner's bracket. The winner's bracket is a bracket where we take all the winners from this season, put them head to head against each other to see who the real giant of this season is. Tune in next week as we take a look at a fight between Punch-Out's own Mike Tyson and Balrog from the Street Fighter series. This has been the first edition of our all-new series Rumble. Make sure you subscribe, and thanks for watching.